There's one thing that every relationship is based on. One thing that every great civilization in the world was founded on. Recently, the breakdown of this has led to the Capitol getting stormed and major protests in just about every city. Our entire culture is based on trust. We trust our friends not to hurt us. That's what allows us to be open with them. We trust that our coworkers will get their jobs done so we can focus on ours. And we trust that people driving will obey traffic laws so we aren't always worrying about getting into an accident. Everything in our society is based on trust. Communication, industry, and voting are all things that are possible because of trust. Trust is the bedrock of our culture, and without it, nothing else can continue. Now, the purpose of this isn't to talk about how to build trust or how to show people you can be trustworthy, but highlight just how important trust is. I was watching some stories about people who have gotten something of theirs stolen. Seldomly did someone say, "I really wish I had that watch back," or "I really did like that wallet." What they did talk about was their loss of safety with others. That had the greatest effect on these people. These events changed their lives because they began to not trust others as much. This is what happens when someone hurts us. We begin to lose trust in society as a whole. We always need safety in our life. We can either get that safety through trust or security. Would we need TSA if people didn't think others would bring dangerous things on a plane? Would we need police if we trusted one another not to hurt anyone else? Now, when you think of security, it can be the TSA or the police or any physical presence, but also the security can come out of a new work policy. If you work in an office, it can be that everyone's sales need to go through some head manager. Or for customer service jobs, managers asking customers to fill out a service survey. Leaders don't trust their workers will get their jobs done correctly. Then this lack of trust creates bureaucracy in many businesses. When businesses are small, everyone knows one another, allowing for a good climate of trust and accountability. People are able to streamline with smaller costs. But as a business grows, leadership issues happen, people breaking rules causing a policy put in place. The trust was lost and security took its place. When you don't trust those around you, you think everyone is out to get you. You don't trust that others are safe, so you stay guarded. So it is this lack of trust in one another that never allows us to explore ourselves or our communities. We don't trust that people accept who we are. We don't trust that we will like our neighbors so we don't get to know them. These issues with trust affect us every day. Now let's go into using trust to enhance efficiency in our lives. When we have problems, most of the time we look for specialists in certain fields. When we do find someone, seldomly do any of us really try to find out where our doctors went to school or what accreditations a physical trainer has. We inherently trust many specialists in fields. It's what allows us to get the help that we need and lets us skip hours of research and go right to the issues. Take a therapist, for example. What is a therapist besides someone you can trust? Sure, they can ask the right questions or focus on the correct things, but therapy works only when a person finally puts down all their walls and decides to finally trust someone with their issues. But this same logic can be applied to the opposite end of the spectrum. For me, whenever politicians say something, the thought of what they are getting out of this is just at the front of my mind. According to the Pew Research Center, 24% of people say the government does the right thing most of the time, while 2% say they always believe that they always do the right thing. These numbers, or lack thereof, are astonishing. And as much of us don't trust politicians, I guarantee they don't trust one another even more. Everyone is just looking over their shoulder, checking what others are doing. We just had elections and it really reaffirmed how powerful trust is. Almost all the political ads I saw were not of someone being a great candidate, but were of ads about how bad the other candidates are, how much they can't be trusted, how they have lied in the past. It's pretty disappointing how we don't vote for who we think is a good candidate, but vote who is the least bad. Something I hear people say a lot is that if they were given more trust, then they could have done something, but are doing nothing with the trust they currently do have. Not being happy with what they have, but chasing what they do not. In Luke 16:10, Jesus says that whoever can be trusted with a little can also be trusted with much. And whoever is dishonest with a little will be dishonest as much. There's no point where we feel like others trust us, but it starts when you decide you will be someone others can trust. Now, not everyone can be trusted. Not everyone wants what's best for you, but something we can do to build trust is beginning to trust ourselves. Trust ourselves to make the right decisions and not shy away from our goals if they seem difficult. This is where trust stems from. How do we expect others to trust us if we don't trust ourselves? Make establishing trust a priority in your life because few times does the cost of losing someone's trust outweigh the benefit of lying. Trust is the soil in our lives, and without it, nothing else can grow.